Hi, my name is Nala and this is my student card. Today my presentation is about a beauty salon project in Paro which would be undertaken by my family. And the project would be set up in this beautiful lush valley of Paro in Bhutan. And you can see that Paro is one of the main trading center in Bhutan, a very huge district in a small country in Bhutan. So this is the valley of Paro. There are about 45,000 residents in this small valley. Next, I would like to explain about the purposes of my project. The first project is to offer a choice of service to the people in Paro and in Thimbu. Choice in the sense, I would like to offer as many services as possible so that people don't have to go for this service to different parts of Bhutan or maybe even to even overseas. And my second purpose is to give a very affordable service. The rates which are way much cheaper than the already existing prices in the market. And the third purpose of my project is to provide employment opportunities not just for the family members but even some job seekers in and around the region. Next, I would like you to take through the objectives of my project. I have about 5 objectives. The first objective is to obtain enough financing from Bhutan National Bank. And my second objective is to train the beautician from Western Australia so that my project would have the latest technologies. And then the third objective I have is to set up my equipments and the interior designing in a very proper manner so that my clients can be attracted. And then I would like to carry out marketing from the beginning of the project. As the project begins, so will the marketing of the products and the services begin with an employment of a social media officer in my project. And then that will help us get prepared for the project when it really begins. And the last one I have is to open the business by May 2020. That is my main objective. I have now the project scope up. The project scope defines the various stages of my project. In the first phase, I have a phase called as preparatory phase, where I would do the planning things like designing of the logo, the obtaining of the licenses, the application for the loans, and all the preparatory works would be done in the first phase. And in the second one, I have a bigger project, a bigger portion of my job, that is purchasing the equipments. And there are many equipments required for the project because it's all to do with technologies. There are many machineries and then cosmetics I'll have to buy through. So this will take a good portion of my time. And another scope of my project is the operational setup. After I have done with the preparation and the purchasing of the equipments, the next thing, the very important thing, is the operational setup, where I would have to set up my machineries into the spaces that I have leased. Then I would have to procure things that are required for the immediate setup of the project. Up next, I have the estimations of the cost. The estimations doesn't look into the details of the project, but I have just made an estimation of the cost. The first phase in preparation about Nultrum, which is our Bhutanese currency, Nultrum 200,000 would be required, and for purchasing the equipments about Nultrum 500,000, and for setting up cost, the operational setup of the project would cost around 150,000. So the total estimated budget for the entire project is around Nultrum 850,000. So here I have a projection on the returns of investment. So provided that there are 10 customers in the day, I have expected about Nultrum 5,000 as a daily income, which would amount to around 120,000 in a month. So the annual turnover would be around 1,440,000, and the monthly expenses would come around 70,000, and that amounts to an annual expense of 840,000. So that would leave us with a net annual profit of 600,000. Finally, I have the list of stakeholders. In this project, I would be the project manager, and I have my wife Choki, who would be a beautician trainee. She would be trained as a beautician from Western Australia here, and then she would be my business co-partner. And then my stakeholder would include the Chief Executive Officer of the Bhutan National Bank, who would be my funding agency. And then the next stakeholder is the Department of Cotton Industry, the Royal Government of Bhutan, who would be licensing and regulating my business. And then we have the chairman of the Paro District Administration, who would also be the committee member of the priority sector lending, from which I would be getting my loans. And finally, my stakeholder would include the whole lot of people of Paro and the Thimphu region. And I would like to request all the stakeholders to help me finance my project, because this would accrue a lot of benefit, not just to myself and my family, but it would be very handy in employing some of the youth who are jobless, because as my project in the future, as it expands, it would be employing a lot of job seekers as well.